This is the final regular season week podcast, week 13, done, coming to you strong on a Saturday this week. Was unable to get it done during the week, but I'm here for you on Saturday. Hopefully have it up prior to kickoff on Sunday. Week 13 podcast with me. I will do one more podcast next week breaking down the playoff matchups and the picking a winner for this year's High Rollers League Championship. So let's move right on to the podcast. Last week with my picks, I went a wonderful 8-4 again, putting me up to 88 wins, 44 losses. A long ways away from how I started off the season, under 500 for the first 2 weeks, finishing the season way, way above 500. Last week, high score, want to be like Mike, 348 points to officially eliminate Do You Believe in Magic. Thanks a lot. High score of the week, want to be like Mike. Low score of the week was thought to be Bohica. However, Bohica had set a lineup with backups in that I got to put in later on in the week, which pushed his score from being the lowest to the third lowest. So by default, the low score of the week is the Groovy Newbie. The Groovy Newbie scored a low score of 174. Let's jump right into the podcast. I don't want to take too much of y'all's time with this podcast, being it's the last regular season week. I'm going to go over my picks real quick. I don't really have very much information to talk about. I do want to talk about real quick the Kareem Hunt story that broke last night, Friday night. I actually was on the website looking to pick Spencer Ware up. Could have got him probably on both teams. I heard a little bit earlier than he actually got picked up, but decided that I did not want to take Spencer Ware and screw these teams that have Kareem Hunt. All the teams that had Kareem Hunt were in the playoff hunt. I decided not to take Spencer Ware, not to pick him up. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I just didn't have it in me to make the pickups. Usually I'm pretty cutthroat when it comes to picking up players that I heard on somebody else's team, kind of like what happened to me with Melvin Gordon. But I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. I don't know why. But Kareem Hunt, the video broke by TMZ. Unfortunately, the accusations on Kareem Hunt were the truth. He actually did push down a girl, kick her, do some horrible domestic violence stuff, type stuff to her. And now the Chiefs have officially released him. I don't know if that was the best bet for the Chiefs to release him. Maybe put him on a lengthy suspension until some of this died down. You know, Kareem Hunt can go sign with the Raiders next week, and it really hurt the Chiefs, or go sign with another contender if they want to take a chance on him. Look at Reuben Foster. Reuben Foster has a rap sheet longer than my schlong, and this guy, which is pretty long, still has a team. So who knows what the right choice, what the right decision was to do with that one. It really sucks for Kareem Hunt. He's a big part of the Chiefs. Kind of bums me out big time being a Chiefs fan, knowing now that they probably will not go to the Super Bowl, will not win the Super Bowl without Kareem Hunt's presence. So puts a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. I don't know how he's going to handle the pressure. 8 turnovers the last 2 weeks. Got to protect that ball. Really sad thing to happen for Kareem Hunt. So it's kind of a somber moment for these Chiefs fans out here to know that we are cursed. We're not going to probably see a Super Bowl in our lifetime, unfortunately. And that really sucks. Let's go straight into my picks. Do You Believe in Magic will beat Bohica this week to finish off the regular season. Beast Mode is playing Want to Be Like Mike. Want to Be Like Mike had his best week of the year last week. He will not do it back-to-back weeks. Beast Mode has been trending downward. I know Drew Brees didn't score a lot of points for him this week, but he will get enough to beat Want to Be Like Mike. Gotcha Biatch will officially get a win to finish off the season for Big Ball and Shot Calling. Light My Fire will get a loss against Old Chicago Pizza this week. Old Chicago Pizza will get a win to rev up his team going into the playoffs. And I'm going to go with the GOAT to knock out Sunshine Daydream, who's in the hunt for the Super Wild Card. But the GOAT has the best team, second best team in the league record-wise, the second most points scored in the league. He will knock out Sunshine Daydream this week. Groovy Newbie will solidify his Super Wild Card and or the division playoff spot that's available. he will get a win this week against the Fig Jam team. DNZ versus Mile High Club. I'm going with DNZ to knock out Mile High Club from being able to make it into the playoffs and knock him also out of the contention for the Super Wild Card. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going with the 6165 show, who had a chance to compete and possibly win the division, but got destroyed last week by this DNZ team I was just talking about, to drop his team down to playoff spot guaranteed, but he will not make a bye. He will not have the best record in his conference, but he does get a win this week against DNZ, or excuse me, against the Oklahoma team, who was out of the playoffs. Total Chaos, I'm calling the upset this week to beat Hardcore, to be in contention for the Super Wild Card spot. Total Chaos's team has been really hot the last 4 or 5 weeks. That is a team that I would not want to run into if he sneaks into the playoffs as a Super Wild Card. Whoever has the number 1 seed or number 4 seed week 1, I would not want to play that guy. Cam Newton's got a cake schedule. The Carolina looks like it has a cake schedule. 2 games against the Saints, 1 against Atlanta. I would not want to play that team. Total Chaos gets the victory this week and continues to try to make it into the Super Wild Card. We're going to go with P&L to beat TNT. P&L is going to get the victory this week over TNT. Painting gets the victory over That Was Then, This Is Now. That Was Then, This Is Now pulled a mega upset last week, beat Nothing But Trouble. I can't believe it. That was only his 2nd win of the year, but he did beat Nothing But Trouble, which shocked the heck out of me, to make the division in that conference, the NFC conference, a little tighter. Everybody in that conference is 8-4, fighting for a division title. In the matchup from week 1, Playtime is Over versus Nothing But Trouble. Playtime is Over has got to get his retribution this week against Nothing But Trouble for beating him in week 1 and sending his season on a up and down all year long. So I'm going with Playtime is Over. All right, let's jump right into I already told you about the high score, low score. I'm going to tell you about the tiebreakers real quick. If there's a 2-team tiebreaker in a conference, the head-to-head record is the first tiebreaker. The conference record is the second tiebreaker, but the key is they have to be in the same conference. The final tiebreaker is the total points, and if the total points are the exact same, which is very rare, we flip a coin. If there is a 3 or more team tiebreaker in a conference for records, you cannot do head-to-head, so the only tiebreaker is the points. The points will be the only tiebreaker. So whoever has the most points of the 3 teams gets the spot. When playoffs come around, or how we seed them, it's the same concept. If there's 2 teams involved with the same record, it's head-to-head. And if the head-to-head is tied or they didn't play, then it's most points, because you can't do a conference record in that. 3 or more teams tied record-wise always goes to points as far as the seeding goes. Each week, the highest seed will play the lowest seed, and that's how that works. If there is a tie during a game in the playoffs, then the team with the higher seed. So if I'm a 1 seed and I'm playing a 16 seed, and the final score is tied 200 to 200, then because I am a 1 seed, I will advance to the next round. And I know that sucks, but hey, you got to earn something you got to get something for being the best team or a higher seed. That's your benefit for doing so. So that's the tiebreakers. Right now, the playoffs as it sets, we have the AFC conference. We have 2 teams that are locked in, GOAT and 6165 Show. We have 4 teams fighting for 2 more spots, DNZ, Mile High, Groovy, and Sunshine. In the NFC, the playoffs are set. From that conference, you have Pain Inc., Playtime, Nothing But Trouble, Hardcore. No matter what happens in this week, the only thing that will affect will be the seeding. And still in the hunt for the Super Wild Card is Total Chaos. In the Pro Bowl conference, that conference is set. You got Beast Mode, Want to Be Like Mike, Light My Fire, and Old Chicago Pizza. Playoff set. And with a slim chance, Do You Believe in Magic can still potentially get a Super Wild Card. You would need a lot of luck, a lot of losses, for 4 or 5 teams to lose this week, and score a ton of points to win a tiebreaker. So, but still in contention, just not really. I mean, you got like a 1% chance. So basically, we have 10 teams already set for the playoffs, and we have 6 teams vying for the playoffs. So good luck to the teams that's fighting for the playoffs. I will be back on next week to give you my predictions, break down the playoffs, and check the site on Tuesday. By Tuesday, I should hopefully have the Week 14 matchups set and ready to go. So any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to give me a call, text, preferably a text, then a call if you can't get a hold of me via text. So that will conclude the regular season podcast. Thank you for everybody that has played in the Fantasy Football League this year. And I wish everybody luck going forward. Do you believe in Magic? Had a great season. Had the most points scored against them in the league to date. But just that's all based on schedule. Nothing you can do about that. Did not make it. I'm really, really sad. This is the first year in 7 years that Do You Believe in Magic did not make the playoffs. Pain Inc. is the official highest scoring team as of today. 3,197.4 is the most points scored in the league today. That may play into effect come the Super Wild Card, or excuse me, the playoff seeding. So just remember, Pain Inc. representing. Number 2 is GOAT, and number 3 is Beast Mode. Keep that in mind.